Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Amethyst6. I was going to talk to you today about colour, but that isn't happening. I was getting messages yesterday and today to speak about something else, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, so the energies today are very, very high. We've got some kind of super moon thing going on. I think it's a super snow moon or something. And I was trying to make this video about an hour ago, but the dog that I live with has been absolutely crazy off the wall today and running around. So I waited a little bit to do it now. And what I wanted to talk about is the connections that we all have with each other on the planet. Now that we've kind of crossed the threshold into being more together as a consciousness, people ask me, who do you go to for guidance, for information? And the first thing I want to say is that it's internal. Everything is inside of you. Every single person watching this video, the information you need is inside of you. Everything else is external. And if you listen well and you are still within your heart, you will know what information you need. Having said that, as a consciousness, because we're all at different stages, and some of us, I include myself in this, we struggle sometimes to find that stillness and find the answer, or we're not trustful of it, or we think that somebody else has got more information than we've got, and that's just the human mind really doing its thing. And I think in terms of YouTube and social media and books and anything else that you can use, and I've said this before, I do use tools that you can use to help you, is a good thing. Just use your discernment and take whatever information resonates, including everything you watch, everything you read, anything anybody tells you. And if you don't resonate with it, just let it go. The thing is, with some of this stuff, you may not resonate with it at the time, and then you may have a period of time where you're integrating and downloading or uploading information, and then you go back to the same, you're drawn back to it, and it actually makes more sense, if you will. Or you see the same piece of information with different eyes. You look at it in a different way, or you absorb it in a different way. So I wanted to give you some information and people that I go to for when I need a bit of guidance, or if I stumble across something and I think, oh, that was quite helpful. And that happened to me this morning. I was, it's just work. Because I live in the UK, it's half term this week, which means I'm not, I'm on a holiday break. And I was planning on having a really chilled out day, because I've had 3 or 4 days that have been really, really intense with the energies. And I've had the itchy skin, and I've had the bit of anxiety, just really not feeling myself, and having to do quite a lot of meditative work to get myself in, you know, a state where I feel comfortable. And I stumbled across this website, this YouTube video first of all, and then went to the website, and it's something called the Cosmic Portal, and it's by, now you know I haven't got my glasses on because I don't wear my glasses on camera, but I haven't got my contacts in today because it's a non-working day, so I've written it in really big writing so I can see it, and it's Sri and Kira, and they have a website, so SRI and Kira, Yeah. And it's something called the Cosmic Portal, and it was really, really strong for me, this exercise. So, and it's about finding your cosmic flame. So if you go to their website, which is sriandkira.com, and put in Cosmic Portal, I think it's about halfway down or a bit further down, and do that, I would recommend it. For me, it worked really well. I had a heart chakra opening, and I also had a full body vibration, which indicates to me that there's something in that process that I resonated with. Okay. So on the internet and YouTube and everywhere you look, there are different kinds of there's different kinds of information and people doing a lot of different things. And because my mind works in a very linear way some of the time, and I've had to really, really change that in order to let what people class as woo-woo stuff come in, but actually I don't see it as woo-woo, I see it as part of me. I'm a bit of a contradiction, because although I'm very linear with some of the mind stuff that I do, I've actually always been very open about the fact that I have a lot of Andromedan aspect in this physical vessel. Bit of Pleiadian, bit of Orion, bit of other stuff, but I'm kind of mostly made up of Andromedan vibration, really. And I've always said to people that I didn't feel I was from Earth, that I'm a starseed, and things were happening to me that were galactic and not of this, not of this dimension. And as I've said before, I don't hide that. Anybody that wants that information can get it from me. So the people that I'm drawn to kind of have the same aspects, I would say, and are very, very open about what they do. There's no shame, and shame is a big part of it, I think. An embarrassment, and because you don't want people to think that you're a crazy person, or that's never bothered me. In fact, probably the other way, and I just think I'm unique, even though we are part of each other. That unique aspect to me, I quite like that I'm a little bit different than what some people would consider to be normal, which is a word that I wouldn't ever use anyway, because what does it really mean? So these are some of the people I go to. If you go to their website and you go to their YouTube channel, every single person that's on this list has gives a lot of free stuff away. They're definitely not doing it for service to self, which basically means that they're all about me. It's all about how much money I can make, what car I drive, what house I live in, how much money I've got. Now, as a spiritual law, I am not saying there's anything wrong with that. Absolutely not. You can have as much money as you want. You can have whatever you want on this planet. You can have whatever you want. Your ideas about your spirituality and humanity and what you want to do on the planet may not coincide with that, because if you, part of your human would want to sit in a big mansion all day in a hot country, just moseying along, your life's just, one long kind of holiday, and that could be something that you really, really, really want to do. I personally would be bored very quickly with that. I'd give it 3 days, maybe 4. And then as a creator, I would start to think, right, what can I do now? How can I make this different? And you draw things to you to show you that you can create other things, because we are a creator planet. That's what we're here for. So when things stay the same, a lot of starseeds get itchy feet where they want to move house, they want to move jobs, they want to move you know, complete locations. They want to go to another country, and that's because we get bored very quickly, because we are not magnets. We're not here to just attract things to us. We are here to create things. So create businesses, create things that I've never done before. A lot of starseeds are inventors. We're here to service to the planet, service to humanity, service to other people. And that's probably why a lot of starseeds, you find them in, when you talk to them in conversations, they have had pretty interesting lives. There may have been a lot of chaos going on there, but actually they've done a lot of different things, and part of that process is that you create along the way, or you learn how to create along the way. Okay, so Glacier Rain and Lunar Ash, I kind of put them in the same pot because they're the two that do, there's a bit of prediction stuff going on there, but they do it through tools, they do it through tarot cards mainly. They're both really intuitive, looking at what things are going to play out over the next few weeks. Now, part of me likes the fact that, you know, there are certain markers on this planet where you can say, well, we think this is going to happen, we think this is going to happen, and we think this is going to happen. However, the timelines shift constantly, as most of you probably know. So it's only a probability, and it only becomes an actual event if there is not enough energy lent to that. So be very careful where you put your energy, because if you're watching a lot of you know, kind of doom gloom kind of channels, and a lot of stuff on the telly about the end of the world, and you know, we're never going to be saved, and all the rest of it, that can have a profound effect on your energy field, and then you're projecting that out into the consciousness. But we also have to be real about these things. There isn't anything that's a panacea for all ills, basically. There isn't one thing where we can just say, this, if we do this, then this will happen, because there's so many permeables within that, really. And that's why it comes back to the internal. Listen to your internal self. Okay, so that's those two, Glacier Rain and Lunar Ash. Lisa Transcendence Brown is so funny. She makes me laugh because she's very honest with her, the way that she says what she thinks, basically. And she's kind of a wake-up call for people. If you're feeling a bit stuck or a bit kind of yeah, well, it's just part of being a human, and, you know, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. She's a wake-up call, and she's been through a lot. She's whatever she tells you, she's already done it. She's either already done it, or she's going through it, or she will be honest and say, this is what you need to do to get through it. No more excuses. So she's kind of I find her energy when I'm in a kind of a bit of a in-between place, where I'm maybe feeling a bit sorry for myself, and poor human, poor me, I'm stuck in this situation, don't know how to get out of it. If I watch Lisa TB, as I call her, Lisa Transcendence Brown, she triggers me big time. She triggers me, and she makes me feel I can have anger come up, or I can have victim energy come up, but it clears it, because my deeper self knows that that's what I needed to hear. And I don't want to use the word average, but your normal person in the street, or your friends, or whoever, they're not going to tell you that stuff. They're not going to say, well, it's because you've done this, this and this. Now, to get out of it, you need to look at what it is that's causing that, and sort that out. You have the answer. There's only you have the answer. So she will tell you that, and she's pretty, yeah, she's good. Jared Hewitt, oh, I love Jared. So he is, he has a few different programs going on about money and relationships, all different things, but he's very, very high energy. And he brought a video out last week, and it was around the 11:44 mark, I think. So there was like 2 master numbers in there, and he had an orb. I think it was an orb. I'm saying it was an orb. It might not have been. It might have been something else. But there was an orb that came on the screen on the right, and it's clearly visible to everybody. If you watch it, you will see it, and it's an amazing thing to see. So he's obviously got this energy around him all of the time. Again, a guy who's been through a heck of a lot. You know, all starseeds that have been through so much are very honest. We're very honest about our journey, about what we've been through. In my book, which is probably coming, like I said, coming out in March once I've proofread it, it's very honest from my perspective of my life and how things have played out, because it is a play. How things have played out, and you know, there's some stuff in there that's pretty intense, but because I've done the work to clear it, that's fine. I'm happy to put that in there. Never ever put stuff in there that you feel that you're not able to share, and that you have dealt with or healed, or whatever word you want to call it, because it is a big thing putting stuff out there that you've gone through personally, and people want to keep stuff back from themselves. That's absolutely fine as well. But yeah, so Jared Hewitt, and Jared does a lot of radio shows with Darius Barazandeh, who has You Wealth Revolution, and that's a radio show that has lots of different guest speakers on. And there are 3 radio shows, so it's Darius Barazandeh, Lorraine Gailey, and Carrie Murphy are the ones I kind of listen to. In terms of, they have a lot of different speakers on, and they're all really good, and give the time and energy to that. They don't charge for it. Obviously, they've got the programs at the end of it that they want, you know, people might want to tap into, but there's none of this kind of hard sell. It's that they are really, really happy to service to humanity and service to the planet. Okay, so that's that one. Crimson Circle. Now I stumbled upon Crimson Circle with Jeff Hoppe through being part of the Light Masters group, which is Steve Rother's Esparvo website. Now, I'm throwing all these names at you, and obviously you can play it back or pause it or write the information down. You can go and have a look at all of these. I'm not advocating anything. I'm not saying you should do this or do that. I'm just saying this is what helped me. And I was a Light Master for about 3 years, up until last year, and the program starts in September, and last year I felt a massive shift within myself that I needed to start doing this work myself, and I know that the Light Master work really helped with that and helped me to build on my confidence and to say, listen, you need to go out there and start doing your own thing now. So Steve Rother, and he does a lot of free stuff as well. He does predictions, comments and questions, which is clues in the name. It's like a prediction thing. He has Alison Chester Lambert on there, who does an astrology, kind of like an astrology session as well. But if you check out all of the stuff on there, it is really good. And how I found the Crimson Circle, Jeff Hoppe, Jim, I'm sorry I've forgotten his last name, Jim and Steve rather, did a show together where they were all channeling their respective channels, and my interest was piqued for Jeff, and I went and had a look at the Crimson Circle website, and that was it. That was, I really found that resonated with me. So I tap into his stuff. And then we've got Rebecca Dawson, who I absolutely adore, and she's got a website called The New Earth, and she brings, for me, she brings a lot of cutting edge stuff into into focus for information on the planet. Sorry, I'm stuttering because the energies are really high. I'm just trying to stay focused. So yeah, so Rebecca Dawson is another one, The New Earth. I've read her book, fantastic. I've taken some of the courses, amazing. On the back of one of the courses, I'm now writing another book about spiritual numerology. So I'm loving her work. So you can check her out. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention one of the radio shows, John Burgos as well. I think it's called From the Beyond or Beyond the something, and he's really good. He has guest speakers on as well. Laurie Ladd, I've recently started watching her videos. From what I've only watched a couple of her videos, but I think she channels her inner self, as well as connecting to galactics and whoever else she connects with. But she's also, because she brings in kind of the latest information that resonates with me. Some of this stuff, sometimes as humans we just need validation. It doesn't mean that it's right and wrong, because that's duality, and it doesn't mean that we have to follow any certain path. Even when we get that information, you may get that information and then just think, right, not doing anything with it, but it's there, just if I need it. If you find yourself becoming obsessed with anything, I would recommend become obsessed with your soul, become obsessed with your inner being, because that is the element of you and the aspect of you that will lead you to your joy, lead you onto other things that are more joyful as well. Oh, and Carrie Murphy. Oh, I mentioned Carrie Murphy, I'm sure I did. Okay. Fade to Black with Jerry Johnson. Now he has David Wilcock and Corey Good on, as well as, I think he has the people on there, I'm not sure. But David Wilcock I've been following for quite a long time, and Corey Good, and they're more into the UFO, Illuminati, conspiracy, cabal. And just lately, quite a few, I don't use the term light worker because I don't like it, but a few people have been coming on saying we create our own reality, and if we keep banging on about the cabal, and if we keep banging on about, these beings that are trying to destroy the earth and all the rest of it, we are adding energy to that, and we are creating that scenario to play out. I'm not going to give any opinion either way on that one. All I'm saying to you is I listen to David Wilcock and I listen to Corey Good, and I resonate with some of it, and that's up to me. That's my choice. That's what I do. So they are really good. So I would check those two guys out. Anybody else? Judy Satori. Judy Satori is a channeler, and she channels a few different ones. The Divine Feminine one's really good. She has a website. She gives loads of stuff away. I think she has I think she's shifted her website a little bit though. She has kind of like a library now where you can tap into different things. And again, her work has helped me through some pretty tough times. I've kind of moved away from that a little bit now, just like I said, because I'm stepping into my own mastery and I'm doing my own thing. But that doesn't mean that I don't tap into these every so often, because there's a human part of me as well, and I'm sure you're the same. Sometimes it's just really, really nice to have somebody that resonates with you, that knows what you're going through, that has the same problems that you have. Because let's face it, we've all got stuff that we need to deal with on a daily basis. We are still in this energy of chaos. And if you looked at the world from you know, if you were an alien and you just landed on here, you'd probably be looking at us thinking, what the heck is happening on that planet? So to live in it and be in it every day, sometimes you just need that little bit of comfort, you know. And these people, when we listen to them, even if you don't take on board anything that they're saying, the vibration of them, it just leaves you with a kind of a feel-good factor, which, you know, who could want for more, really? All you're really trying to do is, not saying raise your vibration, but just, you know, make things a little bit easier for yourself. Okay. Magenta Pixie, did I say that one? No, I didn't. I don't think I did. Magenta Pixie is a British channel. She channels, no I didn't. She channels the White Wing Collective Consciousness of Nine. I've read a couple of her books, and she has a channel as well, and she brings some quite a few videos out. She's been a bit controversial over the last few weeks because she's been talking about Trump and seeing past all of the stuff, which I won't get into because obviously she can explain it far better than I can. So there we are. It seems like a lot of people to look at, but I wouldn't necessarily, I don't look at these videos all of the time. As I say, it's just when I'm at a crossroads, or when things aren't kind of moving the way that I thought they would, or things aren't happening the way that I thought they would, and the human part of me is saying, you know, what the heck's going on, then I will look at these videos. So thank you for watching today. Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. My guides have just given me heads up. Andrew Martin is so funny. He is one of my go-to people. I actually posted something on his website, which I don't normally do, because when you're a starseed and when you're kind of just hanging out with other starseeds and they're just telling you stuff and you're like, oh, that, yeah, that's fine. We tend not to have a hierarchy of, oh, that one's better, or that one's better, or that one's better. We're all on the same level, but it's just we all offer different things. But I actually posted it because I was having a pretty rough day, I've got to say. I was having a rough day, and I was having a mind, kind of a mind day where I was trying to bring things back and it wasn't happening, and there's a lot of confusion going on, and the meditations were, nothing was working basically. And then in my head I thought, Andrew Martin hasn't posted a video on for ages, I wonder what's going on with him. And I kid you not, within 10 minutes he'd posted a video on YouTube. So of course I went and watched it, and he'd said on there, he was really honest, and he said, I didn't want to make this video today, if I'm honest. I've had a really rough few days and I wasn't feeling the energy. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. You know, I just felt like I didn't really want to do it because I didn't have anything of value to give to everybody. And I love his honesty, and I love the fact that he's so bright and bubbly. When he comes on the screen, he just fills the screen up, and you can be in the crappiest mood or the most, you know, apathetic mood, and he will, when you, after you've watched one of his videos, he has an impact on your energy. I swear he does. And he just makes me feel better. He makes me feel better, and that's why I watch it. Okay, so I think I've rambled on enough for now. I am going to do the colour video. I'm also going to do a number video. When I get my head around this spiritual numerology, which incorporates the number 0, which I've had quite a bit of information from Rebecca Dawson's website, which I've learned. about numbers, and I now look at them in a very different way. It is the sacred geometry, but it's also the numbers themselves. So once I've got that in my head, I will bring these videos on. It is half term this week, so I'm going to do probably do a video tomorrow, one on Wednesday. I know I said in the comments I've got a giveaway for a reading to do, and I will do that this week. I absolutely promise I will do that this week. So if you can like and share this video far and wide, it means all the people that I've mentioned get to do their amazing work and get this stuff out there, because we are all working for the same thing. We are all working to bring joy to this planet, and at the end of it all is the way that I see it, is that we are stepping into our sovereignty and our joy. That's what we want, sovereignty and joy. And when we've got those two things together, the planet will be a completely different place. I do know that. Okay, so I will speak to you soon, and hoping most of this made sense, and I will see you later. Bye.